Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to the celebration of Coachella Historical Museum. Support the Japanese heritage and culture, and it is Japanese Memorial Garden rededication ceremony today. We'd like to share with you the Ikenobo Ikebana, the Japanese style of flower arranging. I'll start with some introductions. I'm Dr. Katie Zhao, practicing family physician in Floral, Orange County, and I have been learning Ikenobo Ikebana for the past 13 years and have received a shokaku, which is it's a 14th grade of professor certificate. And here with me, I have Professor Joanna Wang, who has received her Junkatoku, which is the 15th grade professor certificate. And she has continued learning Ikenobo Ikebana for the past 22 years and has been teaching flower arranging in churches and many community centers. We have Professor Regina Huang, who received her Junkatoku, who has been learning Ikenobo Ikebana for the past 15 years. Lastly, we have Professor Emma Cheng, who has received her Junkatoku certificate in 2017, and she's our professional photographer. Let me give you a brief history of Japanese flower arranging. Prince Shotoku built a hexagonal temple in Kyoto called Rokakuto. On the north side of the temple, there's a pond. That's what they call Iki. And the monk's residence is along the banks of the pond. That's called Bo. Therefore, Ikenobo was the family name of the Buddhist head priest of the temple Rokakuto. For many generations, the priests have been well known as master flower arranging. Ikebana is arranged with awareness of each plant and its own distinct character. There's emphasis in incorporating the image of natural scenery, like mountain peaks, river streams, villages, and ocean, into the style of this flower arranging. Rikka has long history. Initially, it was influenced by Tang Dynasty from China about 1200 years ago, and has been refined with the times. It was religious offering expressing specific prayers to the gods. In 1999, our headmaster Sen-in Ikenobo, he is the 45th generation, has 550 years history, introduced a new style called rikka style, rikka shofutai, to accommodate the modern trend of lifestyle. Ikenobo Ikebana has 3 styles: rikka, shoka, and freestyle. And as you can see, we have displayed, this is rikka shofutai, the contemporary style. In the back is shoka shofutai, the contemporary style. And on the right side, it's a freestyle. And today, we are going to demonstrate rikka shofutai, the traditional style. So when you do, we're going to have our Professor Joanna Wang is going to be demonstrating the rikka shofutai. Before she starts the flower arrangement, she will put a center stick and onto this cushion, we call it needle cushion, to anchor it with a strong material, because all the flower arrangement is going to be pretty much anchored into that post. And the first branch that she's going to do is called shin. She's very important main stems of this whole arrangement. And she's doing the bending, she's curving, and trying to create the imaging. Just imagine, this is going to be the tallest peak of this whole scenery that she's painting. The material she chooses is bird paradise. It's usually, you can see, it's the strongest it's the anchor of this whole arrangement. And she ties with a wire, so all the arrangements will be very much straight. And we also emphasize we call mitsugiwa. And the mitsugiwa means it's a lifeline. So all the plants, the stems that we're doing, is going to be above this rim of the vase. In order to give this shin a strong statement, she's using the bird paradise leaves as part of the shin. So she's having two bird paradise, and you also kind of have to really looking at the branch and creating a harmony to each other. So the curvature she's creating, and even she bends, but this tip, the top, the stem, always come into the center line. And we also emphasize on the sunny side and shady side. So when you pick the stems up, it's not just you just put in there. No, you're gonna have to examine and see if this branch looking at the sunny side, which is the left side, and the shady side is on the right side. So all the branches will create a harmony together. And you probably also notice it's quite a bit tedious work for this style arrangement. Each branch she does, besides the curvature she's creating, and also making sure it's anchored solid. You also probably noticed the stem that she made. There are, we call them wire underneath. Then we have the tapes to cover it and to create the curve that we need. Because a lot of plants, they grew straight, but in order to have a balanced look, the front, the back, and the side, to create a three-dimensional look, you have to have that curve that we need, which is not really natural, but in order to create that look, we will have to bend in certain angle. Now the second one she's going to do is called shoshin. Shoshin is the middle, the center arrangement of this whole flower arrangement. It's always in the middle, and it's about half height of the shin, so kind of divides the flower arrangement in half, the left side and the right side, and always look forward to you, so people look at it, they know that's your center point. Okay, then the third branch she's using is soy. Soy is important supporting structure, and everything's referred to sheep. So soy, it's half, somewhat mass-wise, it's half the size, but it's curving towards the sunny side, and in a slight angle towards back. The fourth branch she's gonna pick is called uke. Just imagine the uke is going to be on the shady side. So when you look at this arrangement, you kind of have to have imaginary scenery. You know the shin is the top, highest peak. Then supporting structure is the soy, and the uke is lower range of the mountain. So it's a little smaller in volume, and the angle again a little bit in the back, so this flower arrangement has the depth, so it's not just everything flat. Okay. Another interesting point about this arrangement she's gonna do is she's doing the next one is hikai. Hikai is on the sunny side, and just imagine it's coming down, it's like a waterfall. You see the water streams come down the cascade and to a low mountain range. That's why it's lower, but it's trying to balance with uke. So it's one on the left side, one on the right side. And they all kind of anchor slightly towards the back because we have a lot of structure coming up in the front. So when you see the arrangement, you also notice they all have their dead, which is where they're gonna come out, and they also have slight different angle. one is this is 45 angle, this is the 30-degree angulation. So each one you kind of have to remember which angle to come out. So in order to create the whole pictures together, a lot of times you will have to looking from the front, looking from the back, looking from the side, make sure all the departure point is according to the rule. Okay. And then also a lot of times the stems, when they have enough water, they stop blooming. So what we tried to do yesterday looks slightly different.
Yeah, after today, everything
is blooming, open up. So, and then our next branch is called dough. She's using foxtail. It's very important branches. The purpose for the dough is to draw all the branches together. Remember the top branches kind of go like this? They're all kind of like, going, opening up. But dough is one they have to kind of hold everything in together. So give like a little anchor. So that's why she's using the foxtail material, little thicker you can tell, and 3 branches. Again, slight different height and different angle to give this enclosedness in the bottom. Yeah. So, and also you probably see she's using the foxtail to cover the empty space, because when you do the arrangement, they're all into different directions. So she's tidying them all together. So she's closing the gap of the empty space. So it's like a tummy holds it.
Yeah.
I have those ones. Okay. Then next branch, she's using the palm leaves. It's migoshi. Migoshi is very important. If you look at it, this picture after we've done, just imagine you look in the mountain. They all have different depth, right? Some are far, some are close. Mikoshi gives the imaginary dimension. I'm looking at far distance. So it's usually on the shady side, which is the right side from the soil. So she's using the palm leaves, but you notice very light. She took off all these heavy branches down the bottom, so give this flow. Okay. And you also notice when she does it, she's trying to get this bottom closely tight, because this is called mitsugiwa. You want to see in a round, tight circle. Next branch is nagashi. Nagashi, it's just imagine, nagashi is like a water stream comes out from the top peak of the mountain, coming down to the bottom, and go through a cluster of the houses along the ocean front. So that gives the length stretch out and give the light flow, so it makes your arrangement really nice, free flow. You also notice she curved. A lot of these doesn't go like this. We have to maneuver to make sure the tip end curves up. So there are a lot of maneuver that we do to have this natural look, but actually a lot of plants sometimes don't listen. Then she's doing some, we call them supporting structures, because you can see sometimes there are holes, there are empty spaces. You don't want them to look so vacant. So she's picking material. This is the leaves of bird of paradise. So she's trying to cover it in a way to make the arrangement a little bit more solid. So a lot of times there are 9 major branches for this shofutai style, the traditional. But you also notice we use additional branches to kind of maneuver this whole arrangement to create the holistic look. Then next group of plants that she's going to use is the Meoki, which is the face, the front, okay? And she's using golden spotted leaves, and those it's almost, remember it's a front, so it's almost like a cluster of the towns that's along the edge of the sea. And the important part for the Maoki has the effect of upholding this arrangement and hold them uptight. So this is very important. This give a little bit closure, but this ties in together. But you also notice the depth. So when we do the flower arrangement, like I said, it's not just one plane. You have the angle. This is like a 45. This 90-degree angle coming out. So again, the plant doesn't do 90 angle, as we all know. So we have to do the wiring. We have to measure what angle we need, then create a 90 angle straight forward. That's the challenge part. Sometimes the plant doesn't listen, so we have to tighten them up. Okay. Now, okay, she's examining the arrangement and she's looking at see, okay, where are the space that we like to do the supporting structure to make this flower arrangement more elegant. So she's thinking and looking to see the space, and picking up the color of the flower is also important. Remember the harmony. So it's not just you put all the colors you want, you kind of have to keep them tied in together. And also the balance. That's another thing about this arrangement. You balance the right and left and the front and the back. Not just the color, also the volume of the plants and how you angle the mass. So it's not our typical style. We can just put it wherever we want to in order to follow the rules and also be a little bit more creative, so making this arrangement more lively. So those are the supporting structure. Add the color to the side, really brought up the livelihood of this arrangement. Okay, normally when we do the flower arrangement, we do sit, we don't stand like this. So when you do the front end, when you come in, this we call the Mitsugu, which is lifeline. With this arrangement, it's about 2 to 3 finger depth above the baseline. So you want to create every branch is very similar, and they are tied in with a big round circle. So they are ring. You can see it's not like you can just branch out with the different gaps. So that's the uniqueness of this arrangement also. Then. Okay, so she is thinking the rail wall. Remember, we emphasize everything in the front. Now the back, you need something to hold together. That's important too. That's we call rail wall, and we tend to use wood material. So she's using the cypress, and she's putting right in the back. So when you look at it, it's like, okay, this is the structure of the wall. I'm holding all the arrangement secure in the front. Okay. And that one is slightly angled backwards, so it's not up to the front. Okay, kind of give you the back. It's not really just hollow. And create the depth. See, you have 3-dimensional depth. So there are structures in the back, there's structures in the front, and structure in the right and left side. So it's kind of like balanced also, but they're not equally height, so a different distance. Then there are additional supporting structures. She was looking any area that needs to get emphasized, so she noticed a little bit of empty space. So she's wanted to do fuchsia bulbs right here to give this space to support. To support. That will fill up this gap right here. Okay. Then just imagine this is the front view, and the water casket comes down, and we have the dough. Then it's not like water runs downstreams along. So we call yodome, which is the firm material. Okay, and she bends, see the angle? Some are 45 angles, some are 60. So kind of give that supporting structure on each side. Okay, because you have one in the front, but I need supporting structure in the side. So she's using the firm. It's nice, soft material. On the sunny side, this side is sunny side because sun comes out here, so the structures. This side is more sunny. That one is the shady side on the right side. Okay, because of the structure here, the gladiolus is a little big, so she's using the smaller leaves because that's a flower. Here's the leaves, so you want a little bit of contrast to see that department right here. It's fully support. Then at the same time now, on the shady side, we have the flax. Okay, elongated out, and she's using the freesia, the light bulbs. That is called Indome because that's the shady side. Sometimes when we do flower arrangement, we think the angles right when you put down didn't look too good. We have to do a lot of adjusting. So the plants, honestly, they don't follow the flow that we sometimes need it. So we kind of have to use the small instruments to give that angulation. And she's trying to make sure everyone's still talking to each other and in a harmonious way. And sometimes the plants, like I said, they have a mind of their own. So we kind of have to work together.
Yeah, it's so interesting. They say if you don't talk with family, talk with family in the family, but you got to let the flower talk to each other.
And sing the same song.
Yeah. Okay, so.
She's doing the final touch.
Because, for my seed from the top is different when I do the arrangement from the bottom. So I just like to make sure the Mitsukiwa is in the X size. And they need to be very, very circle. So if you see the people can do the arrangement or not, you just look at their leg. Is your leg straight and close?
After she's doing the final touch, she's going to turn around to show you her final piece.
Oh, wow.
Da 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 da.
Oh, gosh.
Let's give Joanna a round of applause.
Thank you.
What's the longest blade there?
Oh, she's
This
an
one,
artist.
flax.
Golden flax.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Look like this bird of the paradise. Usually when we do the arrangement, we don't arrange like a tip to tip, like this. So for example, this is the tip. When you do the arrangement, you don't do arrange like this way. Doesn't look good, right? So in the top, you like to give them some look, little bit like this. And then this, look at the tip facing this way, this one got to facing the other way. So they create a circle, like a floor, the floor line. Yeah. And this is the soil. And then look at like this soil, look at the tip we facing the front. And then if I adjust this one to this way,
It looks weird.
Yeah, it
Take a
don't
look.
work.
Yeah.
and then you know what? Right now flower didn't open yet. When the flower is open, just too much.
Yeah.
So we just say okay, just a little bit tip,
Yeah.
and then just a little bit curve. So usually look like a bird of the paradise. Usually, we don't like them to show that much. So like this one, right now have a two tail, right? And then we take one out, like in your garden. If you see a lot of, it's kind of like getting bad, but inside still got a whole bunch. Like this way, like this. This, when you touch here, is flat. Flat does mean stomach is empty. But if like this, it's very full. If very full, and then you open, they keep coming up. Like this way. But they still, still have a sun. You just open up. So sometimes in the garden they think, oh, that's turning bad, and then they chop it. No. Just pour the old one, and then they still got a lot of inside. Like this. You see, this one, stomach is empty. They are hungry. Like this is full,
Like this one.
Yeah,
Full.
like this one, like this one, just share with you, like this one. Look, for example, I turn this one out, and then when you try to open, you put your finger here, and then you just keep them out.
Wow.
Right? And it depends. So sometimes if we don't like them to open that much, we say go back, and then we open back. But usually, because bird of the paradise, their tongue is purple, it's very pretty, right? So because this one already have a sun, so the color faded a little bit. But this one is new, so the color is very purple. So, depends on what you like to do. So, and then sometimes, if they open too much, you say, go back, take a nap. And then we put them back, okay?
No wonder she talks to the flowers all the time and sing the song.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
And then just like this way, and then look like this one, the Gloria. 你跟他讲这很脆。
Okay. Gladiolus is very fragile.
Yeah,
So
this
be
is-
careful, they tend to break if you try to make an angulation. So see, in order for us to do the arrangement, she needs a slight angle, right? And typically, the tip, it's like not much flower. You can
Yeah,
take them off.
so you
They
take
don't
it out.
bloom anyhow.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't take out, they don't bloom much well. And then the tip always a little bit like sleeping, So we like to take out, and then we just trim it. Usually I trim it so they look better. And then if you like them to become bigger, you just open. You just open them a little bit. But usually we do this kind of style, Japanese style. We don't like the big flower, yeah. So, but do the Western style, we like them bigger, flower bigger. So, and then because the tip is like this, 这是额外的啦。
Oh,
This
this
is-
is extra. Not in the curriculum.
Like this, for example, because they are very fragile. 这个 When you bend it, break.
Yeah.
It's very easy. So usually we don't bend it right away. We just give them the massage. And then if you like them to bend it, you need to push. And then they will bend it. And then if you don't give them the massage, they break. So you just, push in, and then push in, and then you tell them which way you like to go. You say left, they go to left. You say right, they go to the right. Yeah. So usually it's like this. And then for the leaf, usually we don't throw away because they are so good. You can just, that one, maybe we just do it in the 5 minutes. Now
Wow.
when everybody, whatever, put it in, go,
Wow.
Yeah. So like this, You buy and then it's better remove the tip. Yeah, depends. Depends you like them how long to last. If you say, okay, I like them to open tomorrow, then you just bend them more, then put in the water, boom, they open. But if you say, no, I like to wait for 3 days, and then you just put on the side, use the wet newspaper, cover, they keep you for a week. They don't open because they are sleeping. Yeah, it's just like that way. Okay, I guess.
Wow.
Any question? Yes, you can put in the refrigerator, but usually we don't have a refrigerator space so big. Yeah, so I usually is like this. You know, when you buy and then all is tip, right? And then I put in the, you just rub it in the newspaper and then you spray the water. And then you can just put in a, like a pantry
Dark
or
room,
dark room, you know, whatever. Otherwise, they really like to show whatever they open. Next day, they already, look at that flower. Yesterday is like this. Today is
Wow.
already open. Yeah. I
How
hope
do you prepare your stamps? You keep them in just regular water, or do you
Yes.
add any
uh,
preservative?
yes, a little bit special trick.